When you think of a badass gamer girl, the character that probably comes to many people's minds is Asuna. She's a girl who's able to eliminate the most formidable foes, but also make sure to stay the most loving and caring person. Watch as this great character absolutely slays in the game, and then her overpowered boyfriend swoops in to be a fucking hero after everyone else has done all the work. I mean, who does he think he is? He's the protagonist. Wait, what? So get your nerve gear ready as we cover the moments when Asuna absolutely destroys the enemy and proves she's one of the most skilled swordswomen in the anime universe. In Sword Art Online Progressive Era, Asuna is finally reunited with Mito, who thought that Asuna had died. She lends her sword to Asuna, who then charges at the boss and pushes it back. Asuna takes off her cloak and stands beside Kirito, planning to take the boss down together. Kirito volunteers to serve as the sacrificial lamb or bait, while Asuna lands brutal blows. Mito joins them soon after, but doesn't work as hard as she did when betraying Asuna. Our main girl drains the HP of the first floor boss and eventually pushes the boss to its limits, only for Kirito to steal the show by landing the last attack. Even though Kirito was the one who landed the finishing blow, Asuna really did all the heavy lifting, despite being new to the game. In Season 2, Episode 19, Asuna learns about the undefeated warrior who no one has been able to defeat until now. After defeating her current challenger, Zekken asks if someone else would like to challenge her, and Asuna is forced by her friends to take her on. The two of them get into position and the fight begins. Asuna charges at her and Zekken barely manages to defend her flat chest from getting injured. Asuna starts landing faster and more powerful attacks, which are proving difficult for Zekken. Asuna defends every attack, not allowing Zekken to hit her even once. She lands a punch on Zekken's guts and then gets bombarded by attacks but doesn't give up. Unfortunately, Zekken ends up being the winner, but she praises Asuna for the well-fought battle. The thing that makes this scene so special is that Asuna manages to bring someone who's undefeated to the brink and force her to use everything she's got, which not only amazes the spectators, but proves the fact that she might just be the strongest female player after Zekken. In Season 1, Episode 10, Godfrey and Kirito take Kirito away in order to evaluate his skills. That is when Kirito betrays the two of them. Giving them poisoned water, Godfrey and Kirito become paralyzed. Kirito starts off by ending Godfrey's life and continues to torture Kirito by stabbing his leg, making his HP go down at a tremendous pace. Just when Kirito is about to lose his life, a bright glow appears and sends Kirito crashing into the mountains. Turns out it's our girl Asuna, who came to Kirito's rescue after seeing Godfrey's location disappear. Asuna then starts raining down attacks on the ugly mantis-looking loser, but hesitates to end his life. Instead of begging for his life, Kirito uses this chance to almost defeat Asuna, but Kirito intervenes and finishes Kirito for good. This results in Asuna breaking down and apologizing for having second thoughts. Kirito reassures her by giving her her very first kiss. This scene demonstrated how clutch Asuna is. She's such a great fighter, but it also shows her compassionate side. Afterwards, Kirito asks to stay the night with Asuna, which could really only be interpreted one way. However, after taking off her clothes, Asuna finds out that he was only talking about sleeping in the bed with her, which makes her extremely embarrassed. In Episode 10 of Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld, Asuna finally arrives in the Underworld and asks Tiaz and Roni to allow her to meet Kirito. After hearing her voice, he starts crying, and just when she exits the carriage, Alice appears and attacks Asuna out of nowhere. Both of them are equal levels of strength and easily defend each other's attacks. Asuna tries to tell Alice that Kirito belongs to her, but she doesn't listen and continues attacking her. Their fight continues until Broccoli intervenes and stops them from fighting. He informs Alice that it was Asuna who helped him when he was on the brink of demise. Hearing this, she finally puts her sword back in her scabbard and tells Asuna that she isn't allowed to visit the carriage any longer. Asuna gets furious and tells Alice to stop being so familiar with Kirito. Even though this wasn't that crazy of a battle, this scene illustrates how much Asuna cares for her boyfriend, and it was fun watching the clash between the two jealous women. In Episode 18 of Alicization War of Underworld, just when Vaso is about to eliminate a soldier, Asuna lunges at him furiously, which he just barely dodges. He lets Asuna know that his target is Kirito and he wants to end him once and for all. Eventually, Asuna is cornered, and that's when the ghost of Zekken arrives and motivates Asuna to push forward. This results in wings emerging from her back, and at the same time, she gets more and more angry, promising not to lose to a creep like him. Asuna pushes him away, and Zekken puts her hands on the sword, displaying her will to assist Asuna. The two of them combine their powers to strike Vaso and absolutely bully the poor guy without giving him a chance to fight back. In Episode 21 of Alicization War of Underworld, Kirito is thankful that everyone was able to log out safely, but he's torn up about having to live life for 200 years alone and begins tearing up. Just then, he notices that Asuna has still not logged out. She helps him stand up, saying that she was sure he would turn into a crybaby if she left. Asuna then gives Kirito a hug, wondering if Alice will scold the two of them when they eventually return to the real world. Both of them then figure that everything will be alright if they both forget the friends they have during their time in the Underworld. Kirito then lets Asuna know that they will have to spend 200 years alone in the world, to which Asuna replies that she would be alright if they had to spend 1,000 years as long as she's with Kirito. The two of them then reveal their wings and fly to explore the world. Even though Asuna could have lived a life back in the real world, she decided to stay with Kirito and spend 200 years alone together just so she could keep him company. I mean, damn, talk about a loyal waifu. And speaking of waifus, if you want more waifu content, then check out this video right here.